Hey you guys, I am here. Hopefully, let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Why has mine not switched yet? Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I should have started with the camera on me. Oh well. I don't need this. And I gotta turn the sound off. I cannot listen to myself. Here we go. There we go. All right. Ooh. Good morning. Good morning, Amanda. Yay, no work today. What day is it? Is it Saturday there? Or do you get Fridays off? Not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to this all day. Yay, thank you. Thank you, Carrie. That's so awesome. Yeah, yes. Okay, my October Daily Foundation pages. Yes. I have loved seeing everybody's projects that you guys are starting up. Friday morning. Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome that you don't have to work on Friday. That's kind of like us. Well, I still have to work, but but it's a shorter day, which it makes Fridays so much better than any other day of the week. Yes, so excited. Me too. All right. Like, who else here? We got Elizabeth, Amanda, Tashi, my girl Tashi, Carrie, Alexandra, Christina. Hey, Christina. Hey, Caleb. Hi. I'm jealous of your beer stash that you got for today. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm going to give it another couple minutes and then we'll just jump right into flipping through these things. I can tell you that I've got both of my albums here. Ooh, this one's upside down. I've got both of my albums here, and this is how full they are with no pictures. So luckily pictures are really thin, so that'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it, but thank goodness I got 2 albums, you guys. I could not have done this in one, but I knew that pretty much as soon as I started coming up with ideas for what I wanted to do with this album. Like, yeah, it would have been impossible. Day 1 story. Yes. Awesome. And then, so I've got my 2 albums here, and then as we flip through, there are going to be pages that have nothing, nothing ready for them. All of that stuff is in this bin. So I'll show you that as we go through. I also will apologize if you guys hear any like banging around from upstairs. My craft room is in our basement, which our basement is finished. It's actually the area that we do most of life in. So we have our TV down here, we have our computer down here. It's carpeted and drywalled, and like it's just, there just aren't windows, so there's not a lot of natural light. But beyond that, our basement's where we hang out. So because I'm in the basement, my kids are upstairs running around causing all kinds of ruckus. So if you can hear that, I am sorry. Yeah, right? Yes. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump in, right? And whoever comes in later can catch up with us then. All right, so October Daily for me this year is going to be 2 albums because it has to be. So let's flip through the first one. Also, these are We Are Memory Keepers, like grayish 4x4 leather albums, or pleather. I'm pretty sure it's pleather, right? I got mine off of Amazon, but I know that they are currently sold out until somewhere in the middle of October. They're coming back in stock is what they say for this one. And then I believe there's another album that I looked up, another 4x4, maybe it's the gold one, that's either available right now or it's going to be available mid-October. However, on Joggles, which is Joggles, Joggles, these, as of like a couple days ago, we're still on there. So if you guys are still in the market for a 4x4 album, whether it's for October Daily or for any project that you want to create in this small format, those albums are available on Joggles, and I want to say they're like $10, something like that. So, okay, so we've got volume 1 and volume 2. So let's open these up and get started. So in my cut file process video that I made, or that I filmed, I made this little coffin pocket. So I used some red line tape and adhered it directly onto the inside cover. This is where those tags are for all of our information. So we're going to have name, age, our costume, our favorite scary movie of the season, our favorite Halloween candy that we got this year, and our favorite fall activity that we did this year. So these will most likely be filled out towards the end of the month, if not at the end of the month. But for now, those are just sitting in here waiting. I will stick these through my typewriter to add the text on there. I have a We Are Memory Keepers typecast typewriter, so I will use that to add my journaling on there. That's how I created the template here anyway. Like, this was from my typewriter. So that is that. Who else? Who do you got? Oh, hi Haley and Mary and Elizabeth. So then we've got my inside title page, which is a bunch of banners that I strung all together. I've got the October and the 2020. So then we're going to open it up. Let's get around the little house there. And inside right here, I'm going to put my reason why. I had originally wanted to have this done for today's video, but I ran out of time, so that didn't happen. Also, I just realized I don't have my phone plugged in. Sorry, it's going to be shaky. I'm plugging you in. There we go. I don't need to be dying here. Okay, so this is going to be my reason why page, and for this I'm going to use a card from the In a Creative Bubble release from this year. It's got a pumpkin on it that's wearing a mask, and it says, you guys, I fumble it every single time. I don't remember, but it says something clever and cute, so that's going to be my reason why. Maybe it's Creeping It Real. I think that's what it says, Creeping It Real. So then we've got the haunted house cut file. So this one I backed and I made this into a pocket. So inside the pocket, if we pull on the strings, this is that haunted house booklet where I'm going to add pictures in order to create like a little booklet of our home decor. So this page right here is all about home decor. I loved that this tag had haunted house on it and that I'm actually sticking it into a haunted house here. So that will be that. And I did get questions about like, well, if I have more pictures than this, what do I do? Or how do I narrow it down? And to me, or like, do I just make it work? And for me, I just make it work. Like, I know this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives me 6 pictures to put in here, which is, I think, plenty. So I'm not too worried about it. And then I also will add on here, I'm either going to put a picture on the back, but honestly, I might just leave it blank and maybe add some embellishments on there. I'm not sure yet. But I was like, maybe I'll do that. But I want to do a full out of the pocket page, like photos back to back. So I want this one to have something to do with home decor. And I want the other side to be from the day we go to the pumpkin patch, which is actually going to be tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is my pumpkin patch. So we'll have a full page photo here. We've got my title. And then this pops open, and this is where I'm going to add some extra photos in here. So I do have, in my baggie, I do have like all of the little bits and pieces that I'm going to need to tell the story, in addition to the sizes of the photos to print. So when I go to do this tomorrow, it'll be quick and easy for me. So that is that. And that's what this bin is. This is all of the extra pieces that I plan to use, but that, you know, I haven't yet. So that is this one. Then we're going to flip it over, and for Saturday we are going to my sister's house to do a Harry Potter marathon. Every year we add one of the Harry Potter movies. So last year Izzy was 4. Her birthday is at the very beginning of January, so she was 4, almost 5. So we watched the very first Harry Potter movie. Then this year, she's now 5, almost 6, we're going to watch the first movie and the second movie. And then we're just going to keep adding one each year, so as she grows, she'll be able to handle emotionally the stuff that's happening inside of the videos. So that's kind of how we're introducing her to our favorite wizarding world of Harry Potter. So I'm going to put a full page photo here. And then, is this what I want? No, that's day one. So then I'm going to show you the other pieces I have because I'm actually really excited about it. So I had gotten a, what did she call them? A swag bag from Kelly Perky when she was doing swag bags and when her business was Kelly Perky, which, by the way, if you guys didn't see, she rebranded her company and she's now called Paper People. And it looks really awesome. Like, the stuff looks so awesome. So anyway, I have this vellum piece that says "After all this time, always," that came from that collection, which I'm thinking I might trim out or do something and add it to the full page photo. And then I want this to be an insert. So this was a card that says, "Have you seen this wizard?" And we can put a photo there. I'm hoping to get like a group shot of all of us in our Harry Potter stuff. And then on the back, I can put our movie review, just talking about, you know, how it went watching Harry Potter with her this year. So that will be that. You're watching Harry Potter right now. It's so good. It's the best. So then I've also got some other bits and pieces that I will possibly add. Like, this kit was so cool and perfect. So I've got Toil and Trouble, which, you know, is perfect. And then I also have an owl with a letter and all 4 house symbols. So Erin is a Hufflepuff and I am a Slytherin. So those are us. The cool thing, fun fact, is that Erin's twin brother is a Gryffindor, and his wife, so my sister-in-law, is a Ravenclaw. So we actually went to Harry Potter World for their 30th birthday and dressed up, and we were from, you know, each of us from a different house, which was kind of cool. I told them that they were welcome because, you know, I don't always. They used to give me a hard time about being a Slytherin, and so, you know, hey, you're welcome. I complete the group. So that's that. Okay, so that's going to be my little insert. And then we have this Witch's Brew shaker pocket, which we made, I can't remember if I made this for pockets or if I made this for, I think I made this for cut files. So that's that. So that's just literally a tiny decorative piece that is super cute and I love it. So this is going to be about our Boo Bar, which we actually are going to probably combine with our Harry Potter day. It's one day to do. I'll tell 2 different stories and I'll span it over 2 days. That's something that also I do, both for October Daily and December Daily, is that I do not necessarily document one thing for every day. I typically document one story every day, but that story could take place on a different day than the day I'm documenting. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's typically what I do. So this is going to be a Boo Bar, which is basically, we're going to do hot chocolates and dress them up. So I got like whipped cream and sprinkles, and I really wanted to find Halloween shaped marshmallows, but I can't find them anywhere. So that's not going to happen this year probably. But Haley, you're on this video. So if you see Halloween shaped marshmallows, grab them. Who got this? Extra treat bags. Okay. Alexandra, I will DM me. Do you follow me on Instagram? DM me afterwards because I just got, let me grab them. I just got these from, not Simon Says Stamp. It'll take me a second to think of it, but I just got these and it's a big old pack of them. And look at how many colors. Like, you guys, December Daily, yes. October Daily, yes. Anyway, I wish there was orange, but that's okay. I'll live with it. Anyway, point is, yes. Okay, so Boo Bar. The next thing we're going to talk about is costume shopping. So we are costume shopping online this year. This is going to be a full page picture probably of all of us like trying our costumes on. And then this is that pull out element that I did where each of the tags will be one of us in our costumes. So one for Erin, me, Izzy, and Jonah. So that is that piece. On the back, and these are not attached yet because I probably will add journaling on here either through my computer or on my typewriter. I don't know yet. So once I add the journaling, I will adhere those together. So this one is all about our Halloween. What is this one about? I didn't write it down. I meant to write all of them down so I wouldn't forget. So this is pancakes. Yes, pancakes. So we are going to make Frankenstein pancakes. I have an embellishment that's the same size as this that has a Frankenstein head on it, and that is going to go here. So this will be like journaling and 2 photos and then some shaker pockets. And then the back side is going to be painting our nails, so you guys will finally see, you know, some painted up nice nails in some of my videos. But those are going to go here. I've got a little tab where I can add journaling on the back. So again, it just sits in here in the album. This one is going to be a craft that we're going to do to make witch's brew slime, just with the kids. It's just a fun thing. So that pops up and we'll put a big picture there. And then I've got like a little embellishment to add on there to put some journaling. So that will be that. For day 9, we are going to boo somebody, probably in the family. Not in the family at all. It's not going to be in the family. Just kidding. So we're going to boo someone. Don't know who yet, but that's going to happen. And then I'll add a photo on the back here and on here, or I can journal on here, something. We'll figure that out later. This one, I want to do outside lights. So here's my idea, and I have no idea if I'm going to be able to make this work. So hopefully I can, because it would be sweet. I want to take a picture of our house in the daytime, like when there's no lights on and it's just our house. And then I want to take the same picture from the same angle, and that's where it could be tricky. When it's dark outside with all of our Halloween lights on, and I want to print that on acetate. So then I want it to do basically exactly the same thing as this, except I want this to be like dark. So when it's down, it's dark and there's like lights. And then when you lift it up, like our house is daytime. I don't know. I just thought that would be something interesting and cool to try. So I'm gonna try that. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's lights. Then we're gonna do cookies. So we'll document some monster cookies that we make, same deal where, you know, I'll add journaling. This is going to be our front door, so I'm just going to add a picture on here and then make this on the top portion. I will leave that open so I can insert in something for journaling on the inside of this. Next we've got this, this is, you say witch like it's a bad thing. That's a quote from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is right here, which I already finished, so I could actually complete this spread anytime I want, because season 4 isn't out yet, so, and I don't know when it's coming out. So this is my Sabrina page. This is for journaling. It just comes out of the top, and that is that. And then this will adhere directly onto the back of my gate. This is the one that opens and plays music. And this is going to document a skeleton craft that Izzy and I are going to do together, and possibly we'll do it, you know, during school. So it might be her and the other little boy that I teach and me that does it. So yes. So yes, that plays music, which, do you guys want me to open it? I don't care if you want me to or not. This one is going to be our corn maze. So we're going to go to the corn maze. I can't remember if I planned that for a separate day or if we're also doing that tomorrow. I need to look that up. I think I may have planned it for a separate day just so we could like extend out the fun activities that we're doing. So who knows? So this comes out and it's got all these tags on here, and then on the back side I will put photos and journaling. I will likely put journaling on the biggest card. Okay, you guys are saying open it. So I'm gonna open this, you guys can see what it does, and then we will move on. So I used a Velcro dot here to hold the gate closed, which is important because the mechanism that sings, that makes the card work, that mechanism, if it's too loose, it will play with pressure because it will like loosen it up too much. So you have to have the, it has to like stay closed. So I used that in order to pull it taut and to keep it closed. And then when you open it, it does sing. So the mechanism is right here and it comes out right here. And so that is that, which is so cool. I love that. Yeah, this is one of my favorite pages of the entire year. Like, it's so cool. Okay, so that is that one. And then next, what do I have next? Oh, next is going to be the brick wall. So the brick wall, I also have fussy cut out shutters. And those I am most likely going to stitch down onto my brick wall and add, well, first of all, I'll put photos inside of these windows, and then I will add the shutters on here, sewing them down so that you can like open up the shutters and see the picture behind it. So it's just like a little interactive page, and I will likely add journaling either like in a hidden pocket at the top or behind one of the windows. So we'll just kind of play that one by ear and see where it goes. Next we have candy corn bark. So we're going to make that. It's just like different types of chocolates that you put into like a pan and you swirl it around to make it look like candy corn, and that's pretty much it. But something that the kids can do really easily, and it's super fun. This one is for our costume dinner. So these two witch frames will swivel. So this one will swivel that way, right? And this one will swivel. I don't have everything glued down totally, so it can catch on these things. That'll swivel that way. Everything else is stationary. And I'm going to add 4 photos into the frames. So that will happen as we get closer to the day, right? Or not closer, when we get to the day. And then the last one in this book is going to be day 20, which is where we're going to make spider eggs, which are basically like the ho-ho donuts that are white. And that's pretty much it, because, you know, gross spider eggs. Anyway, so that is that. Yeah, Lisa, I just went to Walmart today actually because I wanted them, and they must have been sold out because that's where I was pretty sure you could find them, and yeah, mine was sold out. I was so bummed. Okay, so here's volume 2. So volume 2 is going to open up with a page about Snapchat filters. So for this one, I have an acetate piece here that I got off of scrapbook.com. And when we have a picture behind it, you'll be able to see it even better, but it's just a spider web. I'm not sure if I'll add anything on top of it or if I'll just leave it as is. We'll see. And then this will be some photos. Either I will use like a pattern paper and make it kind of photo stripish, or I will just make it a big photo and add journaling. I haven't quite decided on that yet. This one is my page for something. I don't remember what this is supposed to be for. For one of my stories. For this one, the gravestones or the headstones pull out of the page. Let me slide you back in. Holy cow, it is hot down here right now. Okay, I don't know why I'm messing. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, so we got that one. These guys I'm going to have to like glue because they have the worst stick on them of anything. So all of these pull out. Every single one of them pulls out and goes back in. So that's that. This one is going to be for a puzzle. So every year we do a puzzle for Halloween and we do a puzzle for Christmas. So this is going to be for our puzzle for Halloween, so that will pull out. We can add some pictures. I can actually add a picture, like clip it to this so it's not just the tag. And I can use the tag for journaling, and that is that. So then we're going to do some movie stuff. I feel like I have something that goes on here. I was going to leave this the green because I think it looks kind of cool, but I need to add, like I have a embellishment that I'm going to put on here. I just am waiting for journaling. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you if I can, but maybe not. Maybe not. So I have this embellishment that I'm going to put on here, and it will cover up some of this, but I might need to like add some like lace or something to the edge. This was an old vintage button that I got from my mother-in-law, and it just worked out awesome in this little viewfinder cut file here. This I'm going to put tiny photos of all the movies that we watched this season. And then on the back side, I'm going to add a cutout. I already have it ready. That will back it totally, and then I have a frame that goes around it that's leaves. I made that one in my cut files video, and I will add some photos into there from caramel apples day. So we're going to make our own caramel apples here at home. So that will be pictures in there, and then also pictures in here. Then the back side is going to be a game that we play called Shadows in the Forest. It's just a kid's game, but we play it every year. It's a board game that you play in the dark. So it's fun and fitting for this time of year. So we'll add some pictures here and either like a full page picture or some kind of journaling or something on the other side. Then we're going to make some goblin smoothies and baked eyeballs. I think this is our last Halloween breakfast day. So I'll add pictures and that kind of stuff. This one is to document the books that we read this season. So this opens up and then I've got areas to add in all of the book reviews. So I'm just going to print off, I think I have a printable from In a Creative Bubble, I'm pretty sure. That, or it could be Feed Your Craft. But one of them, or maybe both of them, I have book review journaling cards that I will add to this, and then that will become the inside pages of my book here. All right, we just tie it shut so that it stays shut. There we go. Okay, then we are going to do a kindergarten party, and by kindergarten party, I mean myself and my daughter and my son and the neighbor boy who I teach. But it's going to be a party. And we're just going to do some fun stuff instead of doing regular school. So that I'm really looking forward to. So this will be pictures of that, as will this over here. So I'll have some pictures and journaling and all kinds of stuff that tucks into this It's Almost Halloween pocket. Then, again, these are not adhered yet, you know, just in case. Then I've got our carving of the pumpkin. So this is for the 30th. This pulls out and it's not totally adhered down, but there is my photo. So I didn't adhere it all the way because I will put a photo here instead of that cardstock piece. Anyway, so then that tucks right back in. This is also probably one of my favorite pages of this album this year. I super love it. Well, they ship marshmallows. I'm gonna look into it. I'll look to see, because that would be really fun. Oh, thank you, Caleb, on the brick wall. Thank you. I super love it. I'm gonna see what else we got in here. Okay, so next we've got the first spread of Halloween itself. So I've got some different embellishments here, the witching hour, a piece of pattern paper underneath, and then this pulls out. This is not attached yet because I will add journaling to the back. And this is kind of like the it's Halloween and yay, we've made it sort of journaling. I will add a full page photo here, and then I've got this treat bag that I embellished, and inside the treat bag are a bunch of cards that I can fill out, or I can add photos or whatever suits my fancy that day. So there's that. The back side says, love these October moments. And so that's the end of Halloween. And then we go into Dia de los Muertos. So I've got this divider with my like really cool chipboard piece. This is part of why this album is so chunky. Actually, these two are like so chunky, but you know what? I love it. So I don't care. And then this is my flip up. So I will have photos that go on each top. And then I have spots on the bottom where I can add journaling for what the different photos are. So that's that one. I'll do another photo here. And then I've got this bag, which is the last thing of the album. And you can pull out a bunch of tags that we made in order to add journaling or photos or whatever we feel like adding. I will also definitely add a story or stories for whatever stories we tell that day. And that will be that. So there's that. And then the back side is just this is October. So that, friends, is my album. Yes, thank you. I love the pumpkin too. So I'm really excited to get photos in here and chunk these guys up even more because seriously, they're already so full. Like, they're already so full. But it's okay. I don't mind. I love it. And I had a ton of fun with this. I've had a lot of people ask me if I will stay with this size in the future. At this point, I don't know. For me, it was really fun to challenge myself to come up with interesting pages that I could put in a 4x4 album because that space is so tiny. And I just, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. So that is that. All right, do you guys have any questions or want to see anything in these two albums before I turn you guys around and we do some Q&A stuff? Any questions about any of this stuff at all? I'm gonna go grab my drink really quick off of my desk. Everything is awesome. Thank you, Caleb. Yes. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Huh. Okay, doesn't look like there's any questions. So, oh boy. All right, so what I'm going to do, I am going to, I don't have one of the toggle things where I can toggle between different cameras, but I do have a second like tripod area. So I'm going to take my phone off of the stand and put it into another one so you guys can see me and I can look at you. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be a little janky, but we'll deal for now. And eventually maybe I'll get a nicer system. Okay, so here we go. Let's unscrew this from here. And I want to do, sorry, like I said, it's janky. All right. Nope, I'm upside down. Other way. Okay. Hey, there we are. Okay, let's see if that's good. Okay, looks good to me. So hello everyone, hello. So what we're gonna do now, before coming on today, I posted on Instagram and said like, hey, ask me anything you want about anything. And you guys gave me like tons of questions. So I'm gonna do my best to answer as many of them as possible. But we are going to start, oh, thanks Tashi. We are going to start with all of the questions dealing with October. Now, if you guys have any like comments or additional questions or anything, feel free to put them in the chat. I've still got you down here. So if I'm like looking down, that's why, is because I'm seeing what you guys are saying. So let's just jump right in. So one of the questions I got about October, just like general season of October, is what is my favorite costume that I've ever dressed up in? And gosh, I had to think about it because we were one of those kids. So there's me, I have a brother in the middle, and my younger sister. And growing up, we dressed up like to the nine every year. Every year until I was in college. So, and because my mom is a seamstress, because she sews, she actually handmade most of our costumes. So that was pretty cool. I think my favorite costume I ever was probably when I was a senior, actually, in high school. My mom made me a Cleopatra costume. So I had like the wig and like the whole headpiece and like all this stuff. So I was Cleopatra, and it was a pretty epic costume. I'm gonna have to find a picture of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but that was really fun. I'm gonna throw this one back at you guys and tell me, while I'm answering the next question, what is your favorite costume that you dressed up in for Halloween? Give me some ideas of things that we can dress up as. Also, by the way, we still dress up now. Like I say, you know, oh, we dressed up until we went to college. No. We dress up every year, like still every year. Okay, next. Maybe you can do a fairy lights in December. You come up with. Yeah, so Daisy, I see your thing about fairy lights. Definitely. I don't know if you guys follow Laura Wanzik on Instagram. So she's on the creative team with me for Allie Edwards. And in the product play class, she is actually doing a project using fairy lights, and it looks really awesome. And I also know that Kasha, the one who gave me the idea for the sound box, she actually has some plans for lights too. So here's hoping that they will do something with those ideas, because yes, there's so many fun ways to use like non-scrapbooking stuff in scrapbooks. I think it's totally cool. Okay, so holiday activity I'm most looking forward to. So what am I most looking forward to this Halloween season? You guys, I feel like our calendar has a lot of really fun stuff in it. I'm really looking forward to going to the pumpkin patch because I feel like we haven't gone anywhere like I've gone to the store, but I haven't really been anywhere. So I'm really looking forward to that. Our plan, as long as it's not raining, which hopefully it's not raining, our plan is to go early. So hopefully there are not crowds there and on a weekday. So tomorrow is Friday for us. So hopefully there won't be a lot of people there, or maybe even any people there. Maybe it'll be cold. That would be good, because nobody goes when it's cold. So probably pumpkin patch. I don't know though. I'm also really looking forward to our costume dinner. And which brings me to a question about what we're dressing up as this year. So maybe you guys can help us by voting for what you think we should be, because I really want to be something like a certain theme, and Erin really wants to be a different theme. So I, for Christmas last year, actually it's funny because I just posted a process today on my Instagram about a wish list spread for this coming year, but I used last year's pictures just to like display. And I had the wish list that Izzy sent to Santa, and on her list she asked for a corn on the cob costume, which I have no idea where that came from. We like died laughing over it. Like she literally sat on Santa's lap and asked him for a corn on the cob costume. So Santa delivered. So we have a corn on the cob costume, and we've been trying to talk her into like being it for Halloween because first of all, it's really funny. So this year she was like, I want to be the corn on the cob this year. And we're like, what? Really? Maybe we can all be vegetables. So that's what I want to be. I want us all to be vegetables. I want to be a carrot, and Erin, well, fruits and vegetables. So I'll be a carrot. Erin can be grapes, because that's what Izzy saw and loved, so the grapes. And then Jonah can be, she was debating on if she wanted him to be a baby corn, so like she and he could be corn. But there's also like peas, so there's like a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was like, okay, seriously, how funny would it be to like sit down for dinner, for our costume dinner, and to eat a dinner of vegetables? So our costume could be cannibal vegetables. I don't know. I thought that was funny. Erin, on the other hand, wants to be the Powerpuff Girls. So he's watching Powerpuff Girls with Izzy to get her to like warm up to the idea. And currently she's more on his side than mine. So she wants to be Bubbles, and Erin will be the scientist or the dad. I will be the teacher, which I'm like, all right, great, thanks. So I get to dress up as myself anyway, but not really. I'm being facetious. Anyway, so I would be the teacher, he would be the scientist, Izzy would be Bubbles, and Jonah, who we nickname Jojo, would be, of course, Mojo Jojo. So there is that. I also love Mojo Jojo. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we be vegetables or Powerpuff Girl group? Kind of. Characters from Powerpuff Girls. Those are our choices. The only problem with Mojo Jojo is there is no such thing as a Mojo Jojo costume, so we'd have to definitely make it, which we could probably do, but, you know, there's that. A carrot costume is so cute. Yes! See? Vegetables. Thank you. Thank you. I think vegetables, too. I think that would be so fun. Yes. I know, but then there's Mojo Jojo. So, like, what can you do? What can you do, right? Vegetables, Mojo Jojo, they're both good options, I suppose. Ultimately, we'll probably leave it up to Izzy because she's the one who will care more than any of us anyway, so there's that. Okay, so when it comes to my October dailies, I had a question about what happens if something spontaneous comes up, right? So I've got my calendar, and on my calendar I have like specific things for the different days. And the question was like, well, what if something else happens in the day? What do you do with that? Do you put it in Project Life? Where does it go? So the short answer is that I figure out a way to get it in my album. The long answer is almost the same. So a lot of times my pages, the reason that they are not adhered back to back right now in the album is for that very reason. Like, let's say I have a completely different story that I want to tell in addition to, because usually that's what I do. Like, I will still stick to my plan and tell the stories that I planned to tell, but I have no problem with adding additional stories in. Like, to me, there's no rule that says you have to only tell one story every day. So if something else happens, I'll put that in on the day and just make it work. So it might be like tags that pull out of the top, and then there's pictures and stuff. It might be like an insert that I can put in there just as like a nod to whatever it is that we did with journaling, that sort of thing. I do also document in Project Life, and I will document in Project Life through to the end of the year. So October, November, and December. And typically what I do for Project Life spreads is I will put some of the smaller, like less significant stories in my Project Life. So like, let's say, you know, we make a craft for school that I didn't really have planned to do, but we made this craft for school. That might be one that I would put in Project Life, just because, you know, the greater story is something else. And that does give me some content to put in my Project Life so that it's not too much repeating, but I also don't mind repeating things either. Ultimately, things could end up with different people, right? Like, I have 2 kids, and if they want my albums, which hopefully they do, but if they want my albums, you know, one can take some of them and the other one can take the other ones, and maybe they'll have somewhat completed stories that they have. So that's kind of my thinking, I suppose. Alexandra, yes, I do 31 days plus the 1st and the 2nd of November. So it's technically 33 days in my album. But yes, so all 31 plus the 2 days of Dia de los Muertos. See if anything else, if you guys, I can't wait to see what you do in your December daily. So, funny story, I have actually been working on December daily all day today because, not all day, that's a lie. I taught, it's all afternoon. I was working on December daily, and I finished up a spread that I was working on for product play right before this live. So I had to like go upstairs and like get a drink of water and then come back down and be like, okay, Halloween. That is one thing that's kind of weird about being on design teams, is that we are required to have like our projects done in advance. So for an example, I will get an October kit at the beginning of September, but I have to have that project done by the middle of September. So an October project that October hasn't even happened yet, you know? So it's like working with that kind of stuff. So right now on the design teams, we're getting all the Christmas stuff, and we are required to make spreads or projects using the December stuff, but we are months away from December, and I'm like full on October. So it gets very confusing. This is the first year I've been on design teams, so it's like my first experience with all of this, and I'm the type of person that likes to have things like done and ready to go. Like, I don't wait till the last minute. So sometimes that makes doing it so far in advance a little bit hard, but we manage. So yeah, I've been working on December daily all day today, and I'm very excited with some of the things that I've been able to make. So I cannot wait to show you guys. Okay, we got that. Favorite holiday drink. I love coffee. If you guys don't know, I love coffee. And the coffee that I look forward to the most every single year is peppermint mocha. Now, I have a rule that you can't drink peppermint mocha until December 1st. And I don't know why I have this rule, because like rules don't matter, right? Like, there's no reason to have a rule. But for me, it makes like the beginning of December that much more special, because it's like, it's December 1st. Like, I get to go have a peppermint mocha. Like, I don't know. So that is my favorite. Actually, you know what? That is 100% a lie. That is 100% a lie. Starbucks came out with some new holiday drinks last year. My favorite one is caramel brulee. Now, I still have the rule of no peppermint mocha, and that includes creamer too. Like, no peppermint mocha, creamer, or coffee until December. And we usually take it through to like February. So it's only, what is that? 9 months without it. Anyway, so peppermint mocha is 1st of December, but honestly, my favorite coffee drink from Starbucks is the caramel brulee, which is delicious. It's my favorite. Yes, hopefully they'll bring that back this year, so I really liked it. What about you guys? What do you guys like? Caramel brulee. Yes, it's so good. I know, Tashi, your coffee order is ridiculous. Although I really have half a mind to have you tell me your exact order and to go bring it to them and be like, this is what I want, and give them a page that looks like this, where it's like all these words. Because, yeah, I remember reading your December daily last year and you said that. What does your husband think of all your scrapbooking? Do you show him everything as you do it? Okay, so yes, that's a great question. That's a great question, Lisa. So, Erin and I both have our hobbies, and we both try to be really supportive of each other's hobbies. So mine is scrapbooking, and his is board games and beer. So he does look at all of my stuff, and he has more so lately, just because, I don't know, I feel like we just had like a talk one day and we're like, hey, like we should really try to be more invested in each other's hobbies. So actually every Thursday after my lives, I close everything down and we go play a board game together. So that's like how we hang out doing his thing. And then with my scrapbooking stuff, he'll come and look at the spreads and read the stories and do all that. He does not watch my YouTube, which is fine. Like, he does not have to watch my YouTube because I highly doubt that he cares about tape and stuff. Sometimes when I do like a ridiculous page and I'm super proud of it and I'm like literally jumping up and down with excitement because I like saw something in my head and made it work. When that happens, I like have him come over and I'm like, this is what I did. I cut this and then I folded this and then like all that, and his eyes just like glaze. So yes, but he does support, you know, he is very supportive of it. And the biggest thing that he does for me is to take care of the kids when I am scrapbooking. So we have a couple nights a week where we hang out, the two of us. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Saturday. That fix it? You're live. Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. Somebody just called me. And I didn't realize anybody could call me during live. What? Okay, well, note to self, airplane mode. Does airplane mode even work? You know what? It is probably, oh shoot. Oh, there's my chin. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, this is so janky. Why is it zoomed? No. Oh God. All right. Okay, orientation is locked. Yes. Why is it zoomed in though? There we go. Internet keeps cutting out. Okay, you guys. So, sorry about that. That was totally me. Somebody called me. I did not realize that phone calls could come in during a live. That's really lame. And it was an unknown number, which tells me it was somebody calling me to tell me who to vote for. That's great. Thanks for the call. I already know, like, whatever. Anyway, so let's get back to October. What's that? Oh, hey, Heba. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry. You have to put your phone on airplane mode. Does it still connect to your internet if you're on airplane mode? Yeah, I'm going to do that from now on because the only people who call me late at night are, like, solicitors. So that was really dumb. Okay. All right, so let's move on. So I had a question about how I'm going to complete my pages moving forward. So for October Daily, my plan is to do them in batches, and I'm going to film all of it. I will continue doing Thursday lives, and they probably will end up being shorter than they have been just because since everything is kind of prepped and ready to go, I don't think it's going to take me that long. So I'm thinking those might only be an hour, maybe longer. I don't know. But so I'm still planning to do Thursday lives throughout October and, you know, going forward, basically. And then I will also have videos coming out. My plan is for Saturdays and Mondays. So each of those videos will be 2 to 3 spreads. So again, the videos are probably going to be quite a bit shorter than normal, just because most of the work is done. But also by batching them that way, it's not like a 2-minute video, you know, so there's that. And it gives me a little bit of space and time to figure it out. Like today, I don't even have my story done yet. So I know that I need to do it tomorrow as in addition to tomorrow's story. So that's kind of that. So those will be in batches. For now, my plan for December daily is to do daily videos. They just will probably be shorter videos, right? Because I'm going to do the same thing where most of my album will be ready before December. Then when December comes around and we're doing the videos, they might only be 5 minutes long, 5 or 10 minutes long. They won't be super long because that stuff is already done. So there's that. And, oh, I'm totally voting, Pam. I just already know who I'm voting for. So it annoys me that I keep getting like text messages and phone calls and all that stuff because it's like, I already know, like I'm already registered and yeah, whatever. I understand why people call, but it's the opposite side who's calling me, and that's annoying. Anyway, so where do I shop for Halloween decor? I shop for Halloween decor in a couple different places. If you guys have seen any of my Instagram stories in the last couple of days, we've been putting up our decorations. So I was able to take pictures today for today's story. That's what it's going to be all about. I typically go to Target and TJ Maxx and Michael's, and that's pretty much it. So Target, Michael's, TJ Maxx. I really like going to TJ Maxx. This year they don't have anything really because of COVID, but typically they have like a pretty cool selection there. I have this banner that I got that's like galvanized metal, and it says Wicked on it, and it's super cool. I put it above my fireplace. I love it. So yes, that's that. All right, so that is all I had for October. Before I move on, does anybody else have any questions for me regarding October Daily, month of October, anything like that before I move to the next category of questions? TJ Maxx, yes. Yes. Okay. I keep getting them too. That's so funny, Millie, that you already have your belt, or you already turned it in. That's funny. Yeah, it's so annoying. Going to be prepped. Meanwhile, my videos are going to be a half an hour. Whatever, Tashi. People, we love your half an hour videos. So please don't stop those. We love them. Yes. What are you drinking? Oh, this is Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. Let's see if I can get that to where you can see it. Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. It is a spicy release, and I am really digging it. It's from New Belgium. I can't remember where New Belgium's from. I wonder if it says. Brewed and canned by, oh, it's in Asheville and Fort Collins, Colorado, and Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville's awesome, by the way. I love Asheville. Anyway, so Voodoo Ranger Spicy Release Atomic Pumpkin. It's kind of like a little bit pumpkin spicy, but it's actually like got heat. It's got like a kick at the end, and I like it because it's not too sweet and it's not too like straight up pumpkin. It's got, I don't know, almost like a cinnamon, but it's hot. So it's good. Anyway, favorite pumpkin beer. So far, this one. I feel like I've tried like 3 of them. So one of the things that Aaron and I love to do, like one of our favorite activities to do together, is to go to breweries and get flights. That's when we are in non-COVID times. That is our date night, like almost every time, where we're like, hey, let's go to the brewery and get a flight or 2 and just try things because we love it. So we have been on a mission to find the best in the different categories, which we have not even determined those categories, but it's just like, it's an out there thing. Like, let's find the best of everything because that sounds cool. So far, the only best that we have found is a peanut butter porter, which is from the Mitten here in Michigan. It's in Grand Rapids, and it's called Peanuts and Cracker Jack. If you ever have the chance, and if you're a beer drinker, obviously, if you have the chance to try the Peanuts and Cracker Jack from the Mitten peanut butter porter, it is so good. It is so good. It tastes like peanut butter. Like it's sweet, and it literally tastes like peanut butter. It's so good. Don't drink it if you don't like peanut butter. There's that. That's like all we do. That's so awesome. Where did you get this? So I got this at our local grocery store. We live in Michigan, and the grocery store that we typically go to is called VG's. So if you are in an area that has VG's, that's where we got it. But you could probably find it at some of the like beer merchant places. It's just, yeah, I guess it just depends what your grocery store is carrying. But I found it, there was like a end cap that had like all the pumpkin things, not just beer, but like all the things that were pumpkin. And this was on there and I was like, yeah, I'm trying that. Okay. Oh, no problem, Caleb. Oh, enjoy Hocus Pocus. We're watching that soon. Enjoy it. Thanks for coming. Michigander. Hi, Lisa. You're in Michigan too. That's awesome. I love this state. It's a great state to be in. Okay, so let me see if anything came up here while I was talking. What's your favorite seasonal beer? So I don't know if it's seasonal though. And I feel like we keep changing, Erin and I, because we pretty much have like the same taste. So one of our favorites is called Curmudgeon's Better Half. It's from Founders, which is also out of Grand Rapids. And it is like it's a sweet beer. Actually, we have a new favorite. It's called Marvel Roast. I think I took a picture and I put it somewhere one time, but it's called Marvel Roast. Kind of like Marvelous, but Marvel Roast. It's also by Founders, and it is a coffee, chocolate, vanilla, white stout. So when you pour it into a glass, it's a light colored beer, but it is a stout. There are not a ton of those that we've seen around, but we typically always like white stouts. They're just really good. They taste like a dark beer. And this one is so good. It is so good. You can taste the chocolate and you can taste the vanilla and you can taste the coffee. It's so good. So that's my favorite. Oh yes, Haley, you're right that the peanut butter beer from Saugatuck Brewing was good too. We went to Saugatuck in August and got some beer from them. That was so good. There's always new stuff. Yes, I agree. Yes. Okay, so let me get into some general stuff. So I had somebody ask me how I got into scrapbooking. And I actually, you guys, I should have brought my album over here. That would have been funny. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and post it somewhere too. I gotta remember all the things I need to take pictures of. Costume, and now first scrapbook. So when I was a young girl, my mom was used to go to like scrapbooking parties to do creative memories. So I want to say I was in middle school and she got me my own album and I would go with her to the scrapbooking parties and like make an album. So I have an album from, I want to say 8th grade, and then I have a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade album. So I did it for all 5 years. And then I went to college and, you know, like life blew up and became crazy busy. So I stopped scrapbooking. Plus, I feel like when I was in high school, I was dating like one person for like half of my high school year. And when we went to college, like things just fell apart, right? And then you're in like the whole dating scene and things just fall apart everywhere. So I don't think I was like super inclined to document that stuff anymore. And so I stopped. And then Erin and I started dating, and I actually have like 2 spreads, I think, that I made of me and him when we had started dating. And then that album, like I literally did 2 spreads, and I don't even know if I finished one, maybe. Anyway, and then, you know, I fell off the bandwagon. And then we got married, and with our wedding photography, we got like a wedding album, so I never felt the need to scrapbook our wedding because we just had the album already made. And then when we had Izzy, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to scrapbook her because this is what you're supposed to do, right? So I'm supposed to scrapbook my daughter so she can remember her life, which is, I guess, technically that is still what I do, but that's okay. So I tried to get back into it, and I tried to stick with the 12 by 12 stuff, but I don't know. I had a hard time with 12 by 12. I still have a hard time with 12 by 12. So it took me a while of floundering, and I honestly didn't get back into it until I had Jonah. And when I had Jonah, I had heard about Project Life. So I looked that up and researched it and did that. And then the rest is kind of history. I just like went down that rabbit hole. But I don't know. There is a lot more to it than that, but whatever. I'm sure I will share more of that story at some point. But yeah. So that is pretty much how I got into it, was because of my mom. Well, yeah, I'll show you guys. It's ridiculous. Because like I don't know, it's like those albums where like you cut out people, like the shape of them, and not that that's a bad thing, like sometimes I still do that now, but I don't know, it was like a janky 12-year-old who made an album, but it was fun. I loved it. It's great. I still have them. I also, so this is a fun question. How do you balance it all, right? So I get this question a lot. Like, how do you balance work and teaching and, you know, keeping a house and scrapbooking all at the same time? And the very, very simple answer to that is you don't. there isn't really balance. Like something always has to give, right? So for me, it depends on the season. Right now I'm in the season, like this October, November, December, I'm in the season of all the holiday stuff, and there's a lot of work that goes into all of the holiday stuff. So I find that I am scrapbooking a lot more right now than I was maybe, over the summer. Because the individual pages take longer, they're more intense, that sort of thing. So there's a lot more of that now. So, like, if you were to come over to my house and take a look around, like, you would find my closet piled high with laundry that I haven't done yet because something's got to give. I also don't sleep a lot, which I'm sure is very unhealthy and bad. But I don't. So there's that. And probably the biggest like tactile thing tip that I can give you if you have kids, right? Because that makes life interesting, is that you have like little people to take care of, and gosh, they take a lot of time to take care of them. Quiet time. Quiet time is like my saving grace. So what we do, here's my day. I get up at 5:30 in the morning, sometimes 6 and sometimes 6:30, but I try for 5:30. That is my goal. So I get up at 5:30 so that I can go down into the basement and do my accounting work, because I work for my dad as an accountant, but I only do payables. So it's just putting in invoices and cutting checks to pay vendors. So I come down in my basement and I work for 2 hours. And then I go get my kids up, feed everybody breakfast, and hopefully remember to put dinner on, because that's been fallen by the wayside. But yeah, I'll put dinner on, and then we teach school. So I teach the kids from 9 o'clock in the morning until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We do take a break in between where the kids get to play a little bit. I prepare lunch and get ready for the next thing. Sometimes I'll take that time to do a little bit of Instagram while I have the chance, or do what I can. And then we go back to school after lunch. We're done by typically 1 o'clock. From 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock is quiet time in our house. And what that means is that Jonah goes up and takes a nap, and Izzy goes up in her room. She has to stay in her room for the full 2 hours, but she has dolls and Barbies and her rock collection and pencils and markers and coloring books and her tablet. So we don't watch a lot of TV in our house except for the 2-hour quiet time. So she knows that for the 2 hours she can have her tablet where she can watch a movie or do whatever in her room. So she stays in there, Jonah naps, and that's my craft time. Although I'm also finding lately that I'm super tired at that time. So that's been an interesting thing to overcome. I got to figure out how I can not be so tired at that time, probably by sleeping. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what we do. So then I have 2 hours, then the kids come down. I also, you probably notice, I voice over 90% of my videos, because a lot of times I am doing my spread, my projects, while my kids are playing. Like right behind me, you can see the grocery, there it is, the grocery store and the dress-up clothes. So this is the playroom right behind me. So they are usually playing or watching TV or coloring at the table here in the basement while I am filming. So I can't have the sound on because they're so loud. But so that helps too, right? Is being able to like do two things at once. And then also that's where like Aaron being awesome and supportive comes in, because after dinner, he will take the kids outside and play with them for like an hour, and then he'll put them to bed. So I don't have to do that stuff, which allows me more time to come down and work on my projects. I also plan like a crazy person, and that helps too, because then I'm never wondering what comes next. I always have like, I'm going to do this story and then this one, and they just get done, right? So like I have the videos that I share with you guys where I'm planning, and then I will immediately take those, go find my pictures that I want to use with them, edit my pictures, write all of my journaling, and then I print everything off. So like literally my stories end up looking like this. In fact, hold on one second. This right here is my story bin. So I can pull out at any time. These are just random ones that I had decided, like here's one for talking about, oh wait, you guys can't see this. I'm thinking you can see down there. Okay, here we go. Project bin. Okay, so all of these are just different stories that I can tell, right? Some of them, most of them don't have their journaling at this point, because if they had their journaling, I would have gotten it done. But there are some in here that I'm just waiting on. Like here's a Project Life week that's coming up. So I can just grab it out of there to use it, a couple Project Life weeks. This one is one about flowers. So when I feel like doing a spread about flowers, I pull that one out. So that also helps me to get things done fast. I'm just going to set this down. So that's a tip. And another huge thing is meal planning. I meal plan and prep for pretty much a month at a time. Sometimes I'll do a week at a time. Sometimes I'll do 2 weeks at a time. But in my freezer right now, we have about 2 months worth of dinners. So like once we start using some of those up, I'll need to like do another prep day so that we have all that stuff ready to go. But that saves me so much time and so much like brain space to not have to decide what's for dinner tonight. It's just decided. So that helps me too. Yeah, I am ridiculously organized. So I don't know. I try to tell people like nobody has to be like me. Nobody, I am not like the norm of like how organized life can or should be. I'm over the top. But the reason for that for me is that I get really anxious when I don't know what's coming next, and I get really anxious when there's not a plan. So planning things out and having things organized and like having a checklist that literally tells me to put laundry in the laundry machine, in the washer, and then another check that says move it to the dryer, and another check that says fold it, that to me helps me to not feel so anxious, because I know if it's written down, I'm going to get it done. Most of the time, except like right now when my laundry's a disaster zone. but we try. All we can do is try. And I will say that I change my structure all the time, because we never get it perfectly right. So even in these albums, like things will change and additional stories will get put in, and things will change. I will use everything that I made, but you just never know. So there's a thing to being a little flexible when it comes to planning too. Like it's important to have flexibility and to be okay with things changing. Just for me, I like knowing at the outset that there's a plan. It just makes me feel good. Okay, so that is that. Oh, here's another fun one. I get this question a lot too. Where do I get all of my ideas? It's a very good question. Sometimes I ask myself the same thing, like, how in the world did I think of this? I don't know. But I will tell you some tips that I have for helping to get the brain going on coming up with different ideas. Some of the things that I will do, like for example, let's say let's back up to go forward. One of the things I love to do, I have this little jar. It's over on my desk, so I won't go get it. But I have this little jar, and inside the jar I have tons of different themes, of different techniques, of different what else do I want to say? Like different seasons, stuff like that. Like just one word. So like it might say circles, right? So I have a whole bunch of them and they're in a jar. And then when I'm feeling like I'm in a funk and I can't come up with anything cool, I'll like go to that jar and pull something out, and then that is where I take my theme from. So like let's say your theme is circles. So when I have my theme of what I want to create with, I will then go on Pinterest and search things like, for me, I really like mid-century modern, like aesthetic. I really like that. So I will usually search like circles, mid-century modern, or circles, scrapbooking, or circles art, you know, classic art, circles, home decor, like all kinds of things. So I love to search for like legit artwork, like art pieces. I like to search for home decor pieces. I like to search for like Happy Mail. Sometimes you can get some really good ideas from Happy Mail. And so then I will like scroll through pictures and I'll add stuff into a folder so that I can go back and remember it, and kind of go from there. And that will usually spur on like different ideas that then build and change into whatever your own idea might be. So it's just taking things, like nothing is ever 100% original. So it's just taking an idea that you see and figuring out how to make it your own. And that's even when it comes to like scraplifting. Like you guys know this, I 100% am okay with you scraplifting me. I love it, actually. It's a huge like compliment to be scraplifted. So scraplift away. But what's really cool about it, my favorite thing about it, is seeing how you guys take an idea and adapt it and morph it into your own idea. And I think that's like true creativity at its best, right? So that is kind of, advertising. That is a good idea. Yes. So yes, that is kind of sort of where most of my ideas come from. That, or, so like with October Daily, I chose 4 themes. Well, I chose one overarching, which was interactivity. Then within interactivity, I knew I wanted to do tags. I knew I wanted to do pockets. I knew I wanted to do something with cut files. And I wanted to do something with something else. Pockets, tags, cut files. I don't remember the last one. It'll come to me. But I wanted those 4 ideas. So using those 4 ideas, I like researched different things. And then I took all of my product and laid it out on my desk and just like kind of saw, like, I don't know, just put things together that made sense to go together. Or like, for instance, I wanted to document pictures of my house. So the little tags that said haunted house, like made sense for it to go to haunted house. When I am planning out a specific album, so like an October daily, a December daily, a travel album, something that has a clear beginning, middle, and end, I like to go into those with a plan as well. So I will usually put together a calendar of events to help me know what stories I want to tell. I will put together like story lenses for different things so that I can make sure I'm telling stories from different angles. I will, like what else? I will often like take my events calendar and merge it into like an actual story calendar. So I know like on this day you're telling this story and on this day you're telling this story. So that it just helps me. So I don't have to make decisions. The decision fatigue is gone. I can just sit down, write the story, and be done with it. And it's awesome. So that helps. Yes. I totally agree with you. I hope it, okay. I'm gonna, is it Atine? Is that how you say your name? Atine? I want to know actually. Yeah. tell me how to say your name. Atine. Or if you go by like something else. Anyway, I 100% agree with you. The more, thank you, Cece. The more you create, the more creative you will become, right? So if you would have asked me, or if you would have looked at my stuff from a year and a half ago, it would not be to the same caliber it is today. It is what it is today because I spend every day at my craft table doing something every day. And that, you know, it's like practicing it, right? And the more you practice at something, the better you get at it. So that is, I 100% agree with you on that. 100%. Okay, so what else? What time are we at? 8:14. All right, so, when I plan, how long does it take? Okay, so when I plan a Story Kit Crush project, because those kits come with a ton of stuff, right? That will usually take me around 45 minutes to get it all, like from opening it up and seeing everything to like packaged away in stories. Probably about 45 minutes. Now, if I am telling 9 stories and that took me 45 minutes, that's like 5 minutes a story, right? Is that the right math? I think so. Anyway, the cool part about that is that by spending a night sitting down and coming up with all the stories, it does what I was talking about earlier, where it takes away decision fatigue. I do not have to make decisions, and those decisions aren't going to tire me out later when I'm going to create my project. It's kind of like meal planning, right? Like I don't have to make decisions about dinner. It's already made because I spent one day coming up with the plan. So yeah, when I plan that, for other things like future craft kits, it doesn't take as long because they're not as big. But stuff like that. For October Daily, it took me a couple days. Mostly because I had interruptions, right? So I can only plan at night, that sort of thing, when the kids aren't around. And it did take me a couple of days. So I had some people ask if I would film that portion, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because it took me a few days to come up with everything, and like a few days of me like running around my house, like getting a tag here and going there and typing something in the computer, and like it's madness, but it works for me. I want to say it works for everyone, but it works for me, right? It works for me. My favorite product medium to play with is, I don't know. To be honest, you guys, I just love making things that, I want to say, I love making interactive things. I love it. Like, I love using tags. I love using texture. Like, you guys have seen all of my different, like, I have fabric paper and canvas paper and printable acetate. I have shrink ink paper that I've had that I want to use. I haven't had a chance yet to, but I want to. I just love adding texture and adding like interactivity to things so that there is dimension and there's shadow, and that part to me is the play, right? The story and the photos are what's the most important. But when it comes to like the product for me is such play, and I love it. I also love chipboard. I pretty much put chipboard on every project I make. So there's that too. I'm going to see if there's anything else. Plus I need to bend over for a minute. Are you related to Martha Stewart? That's so funny. How long does it take you to make 2 months of meals? Okay. So if it depends. If you are making a lot of meals that have to be pre-cooked, so an example would be mac and cheese, right? So mac and cheese, you would have to cook your noodles and then make the mac and cheese up to the point, because my family, we do like a baked mac and cheese. So make it up to the point that you would stick it in the oven. But instead of sticking it in the oven, you cover it up and you freeze it. So there's that one. Or another example of something you'd pre-make would be like lasagna, right? You would layer everything up, cover it up, freeze it. Those ones take a lot longer because you actually have to cook the food. The ones that are just like dump it in a bag and throw it in the freezer are super easy. So sometimes I will do more of the just dump it in meals than the cooked ones. A really fast day for I've actually never done 2 months at once. I've done 1 month at once. So 1 month, and that's for me, It's typically 4 to 5 meals a week because I also account for leftovers, and we do one day where we go like be with family and we have family dinner. So 4 to 5 meals per week for 4 weeks. So that's, what is that, 16 to 20 meals. So for that, I feel like the shortest day was maybe like 5 hours. It might have been 6 hours. It's an ordeal. And the longest it ever took us was like 10 hours. And I say us because back in the day, last year, my mom and my sister and I would all get together and prep our meals all together at the same time. I think I'm the only one who still preps meals, but I just do it here at home. When I do like 1 week's worth of meals, that typically takes me like 2 hours, and it's done. Sometimes even 2 weeks of meals is 2 hours. I can get it done in, but again, it depends on the type that you're making. So yeah, I would say on the low end for 1 week is like 2 hours, and a month on the high end is 10 hours. So anywhere in there. But one day, it takes 1 day, and then everything is done. We're ready to go. 10 very long hours. Yeah, like your back hurts a lot. Okay, so, oh, and back to the topic of fabric paper. So I had a question about how do I use up all of my fabric paper, and I don't have one. Actually, I kind of do, sort of. I have a tiny itty bitty piece. This is a 3x4. So the sheets are 8.5 by 11. Typically, what I do is try to get it to where it's all on the top portion, so then I can print it out, and then I can just chop off the top, and my printer will still print the remaining like amount of paper through it too. So I just try to like use it up in that way. So it's like, you know, use that part, and then it gets too small, so then you cut it into a 4x6 and print it like a 4x6 or a 3x4. So yeah, it's just kind of moving things around and getting your printer to work for you, I guess. That probably, I don't know. That's what I got. Oh, okay, great question. How do you document when you don't have kids? So I do have kids, right? So a lot of my documenting is about my kids, but not all of it is. I actually think whether you have kids or not, sorry, I'm seeing like, what is this? What's happening right now? Okay. Whether you have kids or not, I think it is so important to make sure and document yourself. You will not even know, I feel like you don't even know how interesting and how interesting you are and how interesting your life is until you start writing it down. Like we all have so many cool qualities about us. Like I could literally make a spread about being an organization freak. I probably should. That's going to be my next one. Because, you know, that's something that is true to me. I think it is so important to write down these things about yourself, the things that you notice about yourself, and also what's important to you, right? So like, let's say I didn't have kids. Do you know what I'd probably be documenting is I'd probably have a beer journal, because that should happen. So that would be something. I would probably document, even like documenting the fact that I'm documenting, right? Like creative journey, that sort of thing. Like that's worth documenting. School. I've done spreads about like I've got growing up spreads. I've got spreads about like my experiences in school and transferring and all that stuff. Work. Like there's just so much that you can talk about yourself. And here's a really funny thing. So this month, tomorrow, we are starting to crush the seasons kit. And when I do my scrapbooking, when I do my project planning, I always try to plan one spread for my son and one spread for my daughter, and then the rest can be a hodgepodge. Seasons were literally 7 stories, 7 stories about myself, because I guess I just felt like I had a lot to say this month about that sort of stuff. I don't know. So I just think that there's a lot that you can document. You can document like current events and how you feel about current events. You can document if you're married, your relationship with your spouse, or if you're not married, like your journey in being a single person. I don't know. There's just so much. There's so much. And someday whether you have kids or not, someday, today, people care about seeing that. That is probably my favorite thing about Instagram and the social media, like, what do I say, like, community that the scrapbooking world has, is that I get to read people's stories and become invested in them. Which I do. I become invested in all of you. like I care so much. And I love that about it, you know? So even if it's not your own family that's reading it, somebody is. And the words that you are saying are making a difference in their life, but they will also make a difference in your life too. They really will. I believe that. What are you hashtagging? Child-free scrapbooking. Yes. Yes, it's so funny. Yes. And there are a few people in the community that don't have kids and document all about, you know, all about their lives. I don't know. I think it's so cool. I love it. I'm all for it. And if you have kids and all you do is document your kids, I highly recommend like starting some kind of small album or something where you document yourself. I have a traveler's notebook that I do for me. And then I have what I call our family story albums that generally end up being stories about me too. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so that was that. All right, so picking photos. What time are we at? 8:30. Okay, picking photos. So I had a question about how I choose the size of my photos. Do I choose my photos first or last? How does that process fit in? So to that, it depends on the project I'm working on. So for Project Life, I have a folder that I create for each week where all of the pictures from that week go into the folder. So then when I, on Sunday or Monday, go to actually make my spread, I will pull open that folder and I know that I have roughly 8 photos that I will probably use. I could do more, but probably a minimum of 8. So I will go through and select all of my favorite photos and move those into a separate folder that I now can work from. Then I'll take my journaling, do my journaling, and make sure that my photos kind of are cohesive, unless I super love the photo but don't really have anything to say about it, which is unlikely. If you've ever seen my Project Life spread, they're like, I don't know how I get so many words in there, but I do. So I definitely probably have something to say about it if I love the photo. But those ones are much more like photo first. The photos are driving the story, if that makes sense. And sometimes I'll use a particular lens to help me do the actual journaling of those photos, but the photos drive the story. For Story Kit Crush and the story albums, my stories fuel the photos. So my photos that I include don't always have anything to do with like the particular day that I'm documenting. For instance, I just did a spread about Jonah and the story was playing equals learning. And I included like 4 different pictures that were from like a whole bunch of different times. Like it wasn't one day, but they were all pictures of him playing. So I knew I wanted to make my story playing equals learning and I wanted it to be about Jonah. So then I could just go through my photo archive and find pictures of Jonah playing. So my story dictated what my photo was going to be, or something along those lines. And that's pretty true of most of my story album projects. As to size, if I can get a big photo, I will. Like if most of my spreads, whether it's a TN or a 6x8 album, or sometimes even in Project Life I do it, I love big photos and I cannot lie. I love them. So I will typically try to do one like out of the pocket big photo and then like something else, pockets or like a small flip or something like that. But typically I have one big photo in almost all of my projects. Other times, like a traveler's notebook, every single traveler's notebook I make, because I just can't not do it, I have one big photo. I should not do it on I'm like showing you guys down here. I have one big photo and then I have a paper and journaling or cards or embellishments or whatever, but always one big photo because I love big photos. So that's pretty much that. And how I choose which one, it's just whatever photo I love the most. Like I'll pick a few and whatever one I love the most or that orients itself well to being blown up. Those are the ones that I pick as the bigger ones. That's that. Yummy, yummy, Noah. What are you guys talking about over here? Oh. Scrap gals. Yeah, did you guys listen to Tashi's interview with scrapbook.com? I just listened to that one today. It was really good. Tashi, it was really, really good. I love everything you were saying about scrapbooking being radical self-love. You're so right. Okay, so the last question I had really is just about like random life stuff. So I had a question about teaching. First of all, if you don't know, I homeschool. So I'm not actually like a grade school teacher. I went to college to be a teacher, actually, to be an elementary school teacher for my freshman year, and then quickly changed. And yeah, so with everything going on in the world, I decided to not send Isabella to public school for kindergarten and to keep her home and homeschool her. So I am currently homeschooling her. And then our neighbor, our neighbor and us, we share a backyard. Technically, we have our own backyards, but our backyards butt up to each other. So we just like use both. So we usually have like bonfires out there and stuff like that together. We're always with them. So they have a son that is 1 year younger than Izzy, and they both work full time and also have a baby. So in addition to their son. So they had asked like, hey, can Ryan, the boy, can he come join you for school? And we'll pay you to help us out with this. And you can teach him and he can be with you for a couple hours. And then, you know, when the school day is done, he can come home. And it allows her to get work done from home. And her husband goes to work. So it allows her to work from home and to only have to worry about their baby while he's with us. And then it gives Izzy a classmate too. It does have its like hard moments. You guys probably see that a lot when I'm like, oh my God, this day, this is the most Monday of all Mondays. Because when you have different personality types and all of that, and they are now with each other all the time, so they fight like siblings, and it's great. But it, you know, it's very rewarding to be there as her teacher and his teacher, but it's also a lot of work, and boy, does it give me like the utmost respect for teachers. Like, holy cow. Teachers are so underpaid. That's all I gotta say about it. Like, I don't know why they're not millionaires. They should be, because kids are so hard. But yeah, that is that. So that is everything that came through Instagram. Do you guys have any other questions before we close up for the day? I'm gonna see if anything's come through. Ooh, Christy, you're buying your first house? How should I label some of the scrapbooking boxes so it's less like a store and more like a corner? That's funny. We're slowly taking the world over by storm. That's true, Dashi, aren't we? That's so funny. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to get caught up here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, you guys got my forehead. All right. Do you guys like my little Halloween sign back there? I tried to make it kind of festive in here. Thank you, Target. Okay. Paid off all your... Wow! That is amazing. Congratulations. Congratulations, Christy. So, Erin and I went through a debt payoff period. We actually... so we did the Dave Ramsey plan and paid off our debt, but we failed, and we still have one that we have not paid off. It's we actually could. We've talked about just like paying it off at the end of the year and being done with it. But I don't know. My hesitation in that is just with COVID and everything. Like, I don't mind having like a safety net for now. So I was like, maybe if it builds a little bit and we still have a safety net, then we can just dump it all on there and pay it off. But yeah, that's amazing to pay off all your debt. Amazing. So congratulations. Well, you consider doing a meal plan video. Would you guys want to see a meal plan video? Like a walkthrough of what I do to meal plan? Is that something you'd be interested in? Because I could. Yeah. Any tips for getting onto a design team? Yes. Okay. Okay, well, sure. Meal plan video coming up. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. I don't know when, but I'll do it. Maybe maybe at the beginning of November. That way it's like preparing for the winter season. Anyway, so design team. Tips for getting on design teams. Okay, so here's what I did when I was getting into the scrapbooking world. So I started sharing on social media a year and a half ago. And I, at first, was just kind of like here or there, like whatever, like feeling it out. What is this Instagram thing? I really didn't use Instagram much before then. I think I had like 10 followers, like it was ridiculous. So, but I just started sharing and trying to use key hashtags. Like that was a big thing. So I tried to like always tag the big like projects that I was doing. So if I was doing a traveler's notebook album, if I was doing December daily, then I would do like December daily and December daily, whatever year it was. Same with October daily, same with Project Life, like all the big ones that I would tag. And I also tagged the designers, which is important because that allows them to see it and then to reshare it. So like I hashtagged them, but then I would also tag them in my description. Yeah, so they could see it and they could reshare it. And that really helped to get more exposure. So that was like the first, I want to say like the first like 7 months. Because if I started in July, yes. So then, I want to say like a month into it, I just made the commitment one day, like, I'm going to post on Instagram every day. I'm just going to post on Instagram every single day. And I did. And it was nuts. Like, that's a lot of work. It still is a lot of work. So my goal for 2020 was to post every day. My goal for 2021 is going to be different because I don't think I need to post every day. So I'm not going to. But I will see my 2020 goal through to the end. So that is my plan, and then 2021 will be different. But when I was starting out, I posted every day. Just every single day, a project. I feel like over time my creativity got better and my execution got better. I didn't try to because I didn't need to try, but I used the products that I loved, which for me come from two companies, and that's Allie Edwards and Feed Your Craft. And those are the two design teams that I'm on. That's no mistake. It's just because that is what I love. So use what you love, right? Use what you love the most and use that as much as you can. Post your stuff, get out there, and be authentic. That's really important too. Because as much as we want to see your beautiful artwork, what we really want to see and what we really want to do is to get to know who you are as a person, to feel connected to you. That means so much more than the actual project on the table. So if you can use your words to be as authentic as possible, then that also helps you to get seen and the exposure and I don't want to say following because that's so like popularity. That's not what I'm talking about. I just mean like it helps to, let's call it expanding your friend group, right? Because the people who become your friends in the scrapbooking industry become like your biggest supporters. And that's huge to like have people who are not only like putting your stuff out there and helping you to grow, but they also are like they're there to help support you. They hold you up. They tell you good job. They keep you in the game, not the game. They keep you like in it so that you continue to have the same passion for the project over time because you have these people who care about you, right? I think that's so important. So that's what I did. I posted every day, and I really tried to like reach out and get to know people too. That was important to me. And I told my stories, lots of stories. Allie Edwards' team, Allie Edwards' company is my hands down my favorite company, right? It's my favorite one because her philosophies align with mine. She is very much about story first, and that aligns with me as a creator and as a human being. Like stories are so important to me, as you can probably tell anytime you see a page and there's an essay on it. Like, words are so important. So I shared and shared and shared and shared, and eventually got seen. I did have to apply. There was a call. I did have to apply, and I will be honest, I did not in a million years think I was going to get it. Not at all. Like, I not at all. I feel like my email to her was like an essay. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't even know how I got on this team, but I am so grateful that I did. And I hope that I have proved myself worthy of being on her team. But yeah, so it's a lot of work. I will say that. It's a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding if you're willing to put that work in. So I don't know if that helps with tips on getting into design teams, but my best advice is to use the companies and the products that you love, be authentic, and share. Don't be afraid to share. Yes. Let me see what else we got. Ugh. Yes. Our teachers are not going back to physical learning. Ooh, our kids are supposed to go back to school today, I think. If not today, then October. Need to get over my fear of stuff's not good enough. Just do it. Yeah, just do it. I mean, my stuff at the beginning wasn't like super awesome. Some of it was okay, but it's okay, tell your stories for you and share for you, and maybe eventually something like that will happen. And so here's the thing that happened for me for both Futurecraft and Allie Edwards. Allie Edwards, I was like, there's no way I'm getting on this team. Futurecraft, I was like, I might have a shot. So both of them had their creative team call, and both of them I applied. And even though I thought like, gosh, there's no way I'm getting on Allie's team, but then I had to like remind myself that there is only, I say this all the time, there is only one sure way that it will not happen. There's one sure way that it will not happen, and that is if you do not apply. So no matter what, apply. Because God knows, I really didn't think I was going to get it. And here I am. So apply. If I did not apply, I wouldn't be here. Like, that's insane to me. So yeah, apply. That's all I got to say. Try it. Will you be doing? Yes. December Daily. I will be doing walkthroughs of both of my past year albums. So this is going to be my third year doing December Daily. I started this YouTube channel in the end of January of this year. So I do not have anything December on here at all because, I started it afterwards. So I will be filming. I don't really know when I'm going to post those. Probably the very beginning of November is what I'm looking at, just because I've got my schedule pretty well set up for October. Sorry. So I'm thinking like the first week of November, I will be sharing flip throughs of both of those albums. And then I will probably also talk about potentially some of the other product that I purchased to use. Potentially, I don't know on that yet. I also have product play that will be coming out in November. I don't remember the exact date of that, but that's coming out. And so I'm a contributor for product play. I'm working with Triangles, and I cannot wait to show you guys. Cannot wait. I've been sending pictures to Tashi because she's doing product play too. And I'm like, I have to share it with somebody. Because I don't want it to just sit here for a month and nobody knows. Anyway, I'm very excited. So we'll have product play, we'll have my flip throughs, and then I'm trying to see if I can come up with a couple of ideas for foundation pages. I'll probably do a flip through of my foundation pages. I'm sure that I will have a bunch that I will want to put together, because just like this, I want it to be pretty well figured out before December hits, just because that's how I work. That I am not everybody. In fact, yes, I'm not everybody. So if that stresses you out, don't do it. Just be, fly by the seat of your pants. That's cool too. So, yes. Yes. What else we got? Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you. You're so sweet. Neglect card making. That's so funny. I've never made cards before, not ever. That's something that would be fun to learn how to do. Good night, Elizabeth. I don't know if you already left, but good night. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you were able to make it out. Product play, yes. So, okay, here's the thing about product play, at least my class. I did not make Crystal cry. Thank you for not making me cry. You can make me cry some other time if you really want to, but this was not the day. So thank you for that. I forgot what I was saying. Product play. So for my class, I did a couple of things. One, I tried to do a variety of projects. So I have one project that is on the simpler side, because I know that sometimes the really intricate stuff can be overwhelming. So I did one project that's on the easier side. Actually, two. Let's say two. Two projects that are on the easier side and that take less time. So even the video footage is going to be less than the other ones. Then I've got one that I worked on today that is very intricate. It's not hard. It's just very time consuming. So there's that. But the cool thing is you're going to be able to see it at the beginning of November, and you can prep it if you want to use the idea so that you don't have to make that in December. It's just ready to go if it's something that you like. But that one is a little bit more extensive. And then I have one that's kind of in the middle. So yeah, I did a bunch. I tried to because I had so many ideas for triangles, so many, and some that I really want to still try to do, just not for product play, because I didn't want to have a million projects. But I have 4, I think. I'm gonna have 4 videos. Let's put it that way. I think one video has an extra one, so maybe 5 projects total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But I tried to make it a variety. Some that were easier, some that were harder. And all of them, if there is something that is cut fileable, I will be providing the cut files for it. But I also am providing a PDF version. So if you don't have a cut file, you can print out the PDF, maybe on a piece of cardstock or something, and then you can cut that out and use it as a template. Because nothing is a cut file like the Santa page I just did. It's not like that. It's mostly just a shape, right? So it's making sure that your triangle is a certain size. So I have the cut file where it will cut them all out for you, or there will be a PDF where you can take it, print it, cut it out, and use it as a tracing template. So hopefully that will be good. All hail Maximus, right? So that's cool. DD card swap. Terry, that's so sweet. I saw what you said, that us being teachers made you decide to do it. That's awesome. Can I fit it in my teeny tiny 3x8? Yes. Yes. Some of them you might have to alter the size of what it is. Because for sure you'll be able to alter all of the ideas that I provide to whatever size you're working in, which is cool. It just, you know, you just might have to figure out, like it might not be able to tell the same story that I'm using it to tell for me. And you might have to figure out your own patterns for the triangles. But I have time, so maybe I can workshop that and see if I can come up with a pattern for a 3x8, because that would probably be nice. So yeah, I have one more project to make, and then I have all the video footage to edit, which is fun. And then once that's done, I'll see what time I have left and if I can make a 3x8 as well, because that would be cool. Because you're not alone in working in a 3x8, so yeah. Nervous to switch to hybrid. Okay, well here's the thing with hybrid. So hybrid, you don't have to get the whole kit. You can just get like bits and pieces of things, right? Like a few cardstock things there, or you can just get like one of the kits or whatever, like subscribe to one kit and use that in a hybrid way. I definitely love hybrid scrapbooking. Like I love it. And I love using like a lot of physical elements to also create a digital looking page. I do that a lot with this next season's kit, you'll see, because I actually don't have it digitally at all. So, but many of the spreads look like they're hybrid, and it's just because I printed text on a piece of paper and then made it work. But a hybrid can be more digital than physical if you want it to be. So he doesn't need to be nervous. You'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, Photoshop. Physical stash. Yep. Yes, exactly. Yeah, which I didn't even know that she was going to sell. Okay, so Featurecraft release came out today, and all the bits and pieces were offered as separates as well. I didn't realize she was going to do that. That was super cool because, yeah, I wish I could get kits without the cards. Yes, I'm trying to convert you. So, you guys, I'm dying. I'm just dying to show you the stuff that I made for product light. I'm dying. I can't do it, but I am dying. So I used a ton of cards and stuff in these projects, but I cut them all up. And that's what I'm trying to get Tashi to do. Like, hey, you could totally use all of the stuff, but like cut it all up. It doesn't have to stay as like a card. You can use it in so many different ways. A lot of times if there's a card, like I'll give you an example. If there's a card like this one that says like the story, can you see that? The story, and then like there's this bottom section. What is it? Sometimes it's just how it goes. So sometimes with these, what I'll do is I'll like trim off just the top portion and maybe even trim off the bottom portion and then add a little bit of like pattern right underneath it and underneath it. And then like stick this on a 3x8. So it's like, I can add all the words I want on there. And then if I want it to go in my album outside of a page protector, I might add like a section on the side. I love taking these cards and cutting them apart in order to give me a hybrid look when, you know, they are not hybrid at all. But it works. I love it. Yeah. Yes. Tashi, isn't that the worst part sometimes? Is like, here's the worst part about being on design teams is that the worst part, I say that like worst part. The worst part is that you make all these really cool things and then you have to wait. Well, it depends how far in advance you complete your project before it's due. We'll put that out there. So it sucks having your things done and like not being able to share it. You know, like you're so excited about what you made and you can't share it yet. And that sucks. Yes. Because I just want to share it. Be like, look at this. Yeah. Oh, good job, Millie. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to have restraint, isn't it? When all these things come out, like I'm really debating on the Paper People stuff from Kelly. It's so pretty, but like honestly, I don't need any more product. Like I with the Allie Edwards Story Kit, Stories by the Month Kit, and the Feed Your Craft Kit, I have enough product to get me an entire month's worth of content, having one project posted every day of the week. So I don't need anything else. So like, oh gosh, but it's so pretty. Need is a relative term. And she's like an awesome businesswoman, so I kind of want to do it just to like be supportive. But I have okay. So a lot of people in the crafty community say that they are hoarders, right? Like hoarding certain things. It's a term that I hear a lot. I am not a hoarder. I am very much a purger. I like to buy the things and then I like to throw it away or give it away because it's taking up space. I just have a need to get rid of stuff. So like right now, I'm dying to go through all of my stuff and just get rid of a bunch of it. Like I want to do that so bad, but I just don't have time for that. I need to wait until probably January and then I'll do that. I'll go through everything and get rid of stuff because it feels so good. It feels so good to get rid of stuff. It feels even better to actually use it, which is why, like for me, Story Kit Crush works because I use up everything and I can feel really good about that. Or I have like one or two things that stay in my stash, but like that's nothing. I hate buying things and not using them. I hate it. So yeah, I purge. I'm a purger. Yes. Yes. You're not buying any Christmas stuff. I really want to buy some Tim Holtz stuff, but I have not pulled the plug. I don't think I'm going to do it. I have so much stuff, and my package from Allie just shipped today for the rest of my December stuff. So, I don't think I need anything else. I think I'm good. Yes. I did the same thing, Millie. I did the same thing. I bought stuff from Kelly's website, and I never used it. I did like Traveler's Notebook stuff, and I just never used it. And it's not because I didn't like it. It's actually really nice. I had too many other things going on, so I just didn't use it. So I think, who are the Paper People? Paper People is Kelly Perky. She rebranded her business, and it is now branded as the Paper People. And she did that so, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I read the email this morning. She did it so that she could bring on other people, other voices, other designers. And she changed the way the subscription works as well, which is really cool. Like, I really like the structure of her subscription. It's cool. But yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah, whatever the opposite of a purger is. Here's something funny. Whenever people move or whenever people start to get, like in my family, get overwhelmed with like their stuff, multiple times I've gone over to like a sister-in-law's house or my sister's house or my brother-in-law's house, like people's houses, to help them throw stuff away. Like they call me up and they say, I need you to come over and help me go through all my stuff and tell me to throw things away. And I do. I go over to their house and leave with bags of stuff that I can dump off at the Goodwill. Because that's what I do. I love it. It makes me feel good. And it makes them feel good too, right? So like, here's the thing, especially clothes. I have a person who I know who I helped with this, and she had kept clothes from when she was younger that were they were too small. They didn't fit her anymore. And she kept it and was like, well, someday when I lose weight, I want to be able to fit into this stuff again. And I said, listen, when you lose weight, are you telling me you really want to go and put on a 15-year-old shirt? Or do you want to like go to the store and go buy yourself a new wardrobe to wear on your hot body? You know, like, are you really telling me this? No, we're throwing it away. Like, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on it, right? If you're not using it now, throw it away, or not throw it away, give it away, right? Donate it, give it to somebody who needs it, give it to somebody who wants it. And then by the time you get into the position where you need stuff, there will be stuff that you can buy. I promise. I promise you. Except for scrapbooking stuff. I do understand. It is sometimes hard. It is hard. Yep. Are you hireable? That's so funny. just do that. Just throw stuff away. Throw it away. Don't throw it away. I won't say that. That's a bad thing. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Get it out of your house. Right. I don't know, Tashi. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, when you got your things, I was like, that stresses me out. Yeah, I can't do that. That stresses me out. That's too much stuff. I would just take the whole box and be like, gone. But, all right, you guys. Well, I need to let y'all go because I've got a Arkham Horror board game waiting for me to go play tonight for board game night with Aaron. Board game night. That's kind of funny, actually. But whatever. For game night with Aaron, right? So we're going to go play this Arkham Horror game, which sounds pretty cool. We're kicking off October with a bang. So I'm going to let you guys go. And, yes, listen to me, Lisa. Listen to me. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me and for sending me like a million questions that I could talk about for an hour and a half. That was amazing. Wow. So, yes, I will catch you all over on the Instagram and over on the YouTube at some point. And you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming. Bye. Okay, now this is going to be janky. I'm sorry. I'm going to say bye, but this is going to be weird. And then, you know, I apologize. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now I got to end you. All right. Bye, guys.